What's up, guys? Joey Young here, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Mini S, and it's the monthly update. So from the previous update, you'll notice that a lot of the plants are gone and out of this tank, especially the japonicas. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened initially and what's going on in the plans for this tank. So I still want this to be a low tech tank. The only thing I actually throw in here is just Excel, and that's been the case. I've been kind of rolling with it for a while, and things were pretty good until the filter started to basically not really output as much flow. It was just, getting dirty, and it needed to be clean. And then we had a mini outbreak in terms of a small algae outbreak, and I was like, okay, well, it means time to clean the filter. Went ahead and did that, and then while I was at it, I just started removing things that I just didn't like about the tank. And so let's talk about kind of what happened and what I'm planning to do. So first off, if you notice, a lot of the floaters are gone. Initially I had some red root floaters, and for the most part there's a couple of them in here, and they had a bunch of duckweed. I removed all the duckweed. It took a couple tries, but I got those guys all out. Some of these are arranged a little weird, so I'll figure it out. It's just more of just planning right now. But the one thing that really just bothered me was the HC. So I was telling you in the previous video that the fish and the snails and whatnot would get under here and just like uproot all of these. And so what would happen was the HC would basically be like up here somewhere, and then the roots would be kind of like chilling. And it was good for the shrimps because they can just get under there and hide, kind of like a cave. But the thing was, with that kind of height to it, it kind of blocked a lot of the rocks, and really like you couldn't even see any of the rocks. And I really like to see the rocks and whatnot. So what I did was I pulled up a lot of the HC, and I kind of dug it, and then I kind of threw it on top so it would just kind of sit and get pushed down. And it looks like it's going to be holding pretty good, and hopefully it stays that way. And in the back I had a bunch of japonicas, and actually I sold out probably all. I did sell all of them actually to a good YouTuber. Hopefully he'll once he gets his tank up and running, he'll show you guys. But sold most of that to him, and then a bunch of it on the other tank as well. But the other reason why the japonicas were doing really good in this tank, I mean, they were solid. I started with 4, and then when I pulled it out, I had like over 10, like solid, nice ones. But basically, I removed all of that, and I put some Erios, the smaller version of it, in the back here. This was from my 125. I have a couple of them, and a lot of them kind of melted back here, but they'll grow in. These guys are a little bit smaller. Again, I kind of want it still some sort of bushy plant, but small, so that I can kind of see the life, I guess, in here. And I think that kind of will hopefully work a little bit better. I got 2 of these extra HCs just kind of floating because I ended up pulling a couple of them here to make space for those new plants. And then so I'm really waiting to sell these off, and that'll be that. I actually had a bunch more that I pulled off that I'm doing another project on, and you guys will see that in the future. But I got rid of the Java moss that was in here somewhere in one of these holders. Got rid of it just because, I don't know, it just got really like messy and just bally. A lot of these other moss are doing pretty good. The shrimps really like it, so I keep it there just mainly for the shrimp, to be honest. And the one thing about this tank is the shrimp population started like tripling like crazy. Like there's, if you look in here, there's a bunch of like little baby ones. Let me kind of get in here. There's a bunch of like little baby. You can see here, that guy's one good dude there. But man, like so many babies right now in here. It's ridiculous. Like a lot more reds, but there's a bunch of other ones in here as well. So again, I mean, ideally this is a shrimp tank, so whatever, that's cool. You know, they'll have a bunch, and then whatever I have extras of, I'll probably start selling them off. And all of these are going to be Bloody Mary, if they are the red ones. And I have a couple other ones in here that are kind of like mixed, but that's alright. So they'll have some, like most of them will be True Bloods anyways, but that's alright. I removed a couple of the autos into the other tank just because I didn't want to overpopulate the tank, because the shrimp population is starting to take over like crazy, like extremely crazy. I end up having to put a heater in here because winter is starting to come around the corner and it's starting to get cold, you know, and I didn't want any of the shrimp and the fish to really die from temperature swings throughout the day. So I really just keep it on there at 72, and it'll just kick in at 72. So hopefully that is doing its thing, and that's just there temporarily. Once it's summer, spring, I just kind of remove it. So right now the plan is hopefully these plants in here will grow. The HC, I almost pulled out the HC, but my fiance, she really likes it for the shrimp, so I was like, okay, we'll keep it for the shrimp. Let me kind of zoom in here. And as you can see there's a bunch of babies right there, a blue one, and there's a couple reds here, but she likes it. I like it too. It's just that the uprooting really bothered me, really. But I almost replaced it with some pearl weeds. It's just a little easier to grow, and it's a great carpeting plant. But yeah, so we'll let this kind of roll a little bit and kind of get to see some of the shrimps, because I know that in the previous videos, because this was so much plants in here, you could barely see the shrimp and whatnot. This dragon stone here was what I was using for weight to hold it down previously, but now there's really no need for it, and it's been just chilling there. So anyways, enough talking. Let you guys kind of chill here, take a look at the tank a little bit, and peace.